Welcome, everybody. We are the XoneBros. This is podcast number 271. Thank you for joining us. We are your positive gaming and XoneBros community. We're
a positive XoneBros community. We're doing SEO. XoneBros. XoneBros. Gaming.
We are your positive gaming and Xbox One community. As always, I'm joined by the bros, the XoneBros. First and foremost, it's Mr. McSpicy.
Howdy.
This man is Jord the Man.
Hello.
And I am X1. Howdy doody. That was, wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wowzers is right. Welcome to the show, everybody. We've been waiting for this show all week. We're like thoroughbred horses. Well, Jordan's like a dusty pony that somehow got into the race. But Mark and I were like thoroughbred horses, chomping at the bit, waiting for that gun to fire.
Foaming at the mouth.
Just fire, boom, and we're off.
If you could be any horse, which horse would you be?
Like,
The Arabian.
no, Pegasus, all the way. I'd be Pegasus.
Oh, so we could be like mythical horses?
Well,
I guess the term was just horse.
Any horse.
Is Pegasus technically a horse?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, it's the horse that can fly.
Or is it a Pegasus?
No, that's
believe
its
it's in-
name.
I believe it's in the horse
Okay.
family.
I'm just checking. Rudolph. Does Rudolph count as a horse?
He's a reindeer. Damn it.
Is that just like the cousin, a horse cousin?
No, reindeer is
No, they have
third
antlers
cousin once
completely.
removed.
Oh.
It's pretty far down the line.
Okay. Inbreeding. That's how you get reindeer.
Yeah.
Rudolph.
What
was
would be your
inbreeding.
choice, Jordan, since you brought it up?
Yeah.
A Mustang.
Oh, Mustang Sally.
Yeah.
Wait, so a Mustang
Or
just
Ned.
I believe that's called a horse.
No,
So-
but a Mustang.
No,
Mustang's
Mustang is a breed of
particular
horse.
breed of horse.
Oh, is it?
Where do you think the car comes from? Like it's the.
Oh, I thought it was
Mustang
a male horse.
Oh, maybe you're right.
horse. Oh, here, let me.
Look it up. Maybe we're wrong.
I'll look it up. I thought
Any
Mustangs
horse
were the,
aficionados.
A Hidalgo.
A Clydesdale. Actually, a
Hidalgo
Clydesdale.
from Africa.
A Clydesdale would be cool. What is a war? I want to be a war horse, whatever that is.
Pestilence.
They're like pestilence.
Remember in Red Dead Redemption, you can get the four horses.
The
Yeah.
horse.
A pestilence is the horseman.
not the. But I guess the horse.
Well,
is
in
a
Red
part
Dead
of it.
Redemption, Pestilence. I got Pestilence the horse. He was like
On
disgusting.
fire.
No, that was War.
Oh. Oh, sorry. I didn't know that. I just want the immortal horse that can fly at the speed of light.
Pegasus.
Pegasus.
Yeah,
I'll be
Hercules.
I'll be a unicorn.
That's not a horse. That's a unicorn.
It's a horse with
No,
a,
it's the same rules apply. It's a horse.
Yeah, if that's not a horse. A Pegasus isn't a horse.
A Mustang is a free-roaming horse in the western United States, descended from horses brought to the Americas by the Spanish.
So it's a
so
particular
Mustangs
breed?
are often referred to as wild horses because they are descendant from once domesticated horses. They are defined as feral horses.
Oh, so they're just wild a horse.
So
They're
basically, what you said was, who's your favorite comic hero, right?
Yeah, okay.
And you said a homeless guy.
Wait, when you say Mustang?
Yeah, when you say Mustang.
Oh, Jordan said Mustang.
Oh, so you're just
Yeah,
like a homeless, hero.
No, they're wild. Look at them. They're
crazy
wild.
man.
Look at this. Look at
A
this picture.
feral dog.
Look at that. That's a
Yeah.
Mustang.
Oh, that's
That
a good
is cool.
picture.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
Mustang.
Yeah.
So we have Utah. We're from Utah. For those of you that don't know, we live in Utah. Utah has the largest wild horse population in the world.
Oh, cool. We also have a bird refuge.
I've seen them. If you go out to Tooele, one time I was out there hunting rabbits with a friend of mine, everywhere, and it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. They're in herds. Like, it's cool. It's really cool. I believe you can like get a permit to catch so many of them.
Catch and release.
Catch and release. I think you catch and break. You break them. Break them good.
Yeah. So you're saying that there's Mustangs in Utah?
Yeah, the largest population in the world of wild horses.
That makes sense why the car's named a Mustang.
because it's
It's
wild.
a wild.
It's
Yeah.
feral.
Well, this is
Feral.
fantastic news. I still choose Pegasus because I think it's like the.
This is fantastic news. Guys, we have some big. Well, actually, let's do some house cleaning items here. Madden. Guess what? Madden 20. It is out. If you have EA Access, which I just re-upped my yearly EA Access, $30 a year. It was nothing. I said, my wife will yell at me, but it's only $30. So EA Access, we're re-upping every single year. So Madden 20, it is out. So we have a Madden League. Every year we do Madden. Dark Knight is putting it on. Dark Knight and someone else is in charge of it this year, and I forget who it is. But Dark Knight has put a ton of work into it. So thank you very much. Let me publicly thank
thanks.
Dark Knight. The
like-
Madden League is starting. If you'd like to join it, it is a commitment. Make sure you're committed because we're advancing weeks. Usually I'm committed for 1 or 2 seasons, and then I have to move on to other games. But I will be there. If you want to join, we have some places available. or some slots available still in the league. There's 32 teams available total. Just head over to the Madden channel inside Discord to join. We also have a FIFA League. It's that time of year. FIFA League is joining as well. Viva LaSweeney is putting on the FIFA League, so a big thank you to him. Head over. We have a FIFA channel, a FIFA League channel, actually. So go, or not a FIFA League. Sorry, Viva LaSweeney is putting on a EPL Fantasy. That's what it is. We do have a FIFA League, so head over to FIFA League channel. But head over to the sports channel and look up Viva LaSweeney if you want to join EPL Fantasy Football. This is the English Premiership Fantasy Football. I did it last year. It's a ton of fun. It's a little bit different than Fantasy Football, but it's a blast. Big shout out to Viva LaSweeney. And last but not least, we do have Fantasy Football, Community Fantasy Football, put on by none other than Death Star Destroyer.
Oh, yeah.
Just let Death Star Destroyer know, probably in the sports channel inside Discord. And get into the Fantasy Football League. It's that time of year. Football's coming back. My life is going to have meaning again. It's lovely. I cannot wait. But go join those. Big shout out to anybody or everybody in the community who's helped making the community awesome like this. And if you want to have access to these awesome things, go over to Discord if you haven't signed up yet. Discord.
Our channel on Discord. You can go to. There's lots of
There's
channels.
lots of channels, yeah, but go to ours. And you can you can find it by going to XoneBros.com and then just click on the Discord button there. Or XoneBros.com/Discord.
A lot of people there that are cool.
Lots of
Very
cool
cool.
cats.
Lots of cool people over
So,
there.
Jordan, can you find this and actually pull it up? Or may actually make spicy, actually, if you put it in the screen so everybody can see.
Yeah.
If you just put in the new Xbox dashboard, it should come up
already have
as,
it right
as
here.
an image. There you go. It'll look like this. This is the only image that's out really spicy. So if you look at Jordan's, there is a new Xbox dashboard. It's on its way. It's coming to preview members first. It's already been being released to preview members. They've changed some things in the layout
On the home screen.
on the home screen especially. I'd like to go through. I'd like to analyze it. I think they do these iterations all the time, and I really appreciate it. And I think so far with every iteration, I feel like they've improved. What are your thoughts, Jordan? Do you think they've improved?
No,
with
I like
every
it. So
iteration?
it basically seems like the idea of this one, and they even say it in all the articles that you read, but it's basically it puts Game Pass, Mixer, Microsoft Store kind of all up front and center. Right now, it's not overtaking anything. If you can see what Mark's doing right here on the screen,
Yep.
It almost looks the same. For those of you listening, if I were to describe it, it almost just seems like the tile and the top row are just kind of moved to the left, and
It looks like they're changing from vertical to horizontal.
Yeah, your pins are So
Instead of
that was a really bad description on my
going
part, so
down,
sorry.
you're going to the right.
Yeah, so the big thing that they're getting rid of is across the top. They no longer have
Yeah.
your words across the top, which cleans it up.
Yep.
McSpicy, you're an eye for UI design here. I personally think it's a lot cleaner. I prefer this new look to the old one.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same, except you're removing, I guess,
the crossbar up top.
The crossbar up top. Where do you get that from now on? Like, how do you?
I'll show you. So actually, if you take off can you take off our video,
Faces?
like our faces? Can you? If you
So-
remember?
Oh yeah.
Game Pass, Mixer,
Right there. There's Game Pass, Mixer, the store.
They're all single buttons now.
Single
right?
buttons right underneath your recent game that you've been playing. However, I would like to point out, and I made this point early in the week on Gamer Daily News, I think this illustrates, look, the top two buttons are Game Pass and Mixer. That's Microsoft's focus, right? That's their future. That's where they want you, in Mixer or Game Pass. And I think these two are going to become more and more seamless, especially as we roll into 2020. But I think this is a lot cleaner. I prefer it myself. So far, there are a lot of people that are in the preview program that have jumped into this. And in this morning's stream on Mixer, a lot of people were saying it's the snappiest it's ever been. Like, it's super, super snappy, super smooth. They really enjoy the snappiness and how smooth it is. So that's good.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Quicker, faster. Game Pass and Mixer are right up front.
Right up front.
Quicker and easier to get to.
And
Of course,
I just think that illustrates what
you're still
Microsoft
gonna,
wants
you're
to
still going to
focus
have
on.
your bar where, when you hit the jewel in the center, your Xbox bar comes up and stuff.
Yeah.
So they haven't really shown. I assume it's going to be the same. They haven't
Yeah.
really shown what it looks like yet. But also a big thing is Cortana will be leaving us after this dashboard comes out.
Cortana is leaving.
So you can still use voice commands, I think, via the skills.
You can use
like
it-
Alexa.
you can use it on
your
the-
Android phone
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So you can still use. They call them skills right now,
Yeah.
but Cortana will be leaving.
So I see Spicy's.
She's focusing on her
I
career.
see Spicy's mind doing some
Yeah.
analyzing and some calculating here. Give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts, Spicy.
I honestly, it's a whatever change. It's one of those changes that I guess can happen and I'm okay with because I just don't care.
Okay, sure. No, that's fair.
It's just the UI change is not that significant. I mean, you're removing the bar up top. You're putting blocks down below your main thing. But overall, the aesthetic is pretty similar.
Yeah.
Right? So it's, I don't know, that's kind of an odd change to make because it's so, it's I don't know.
It's incremental. Like, it's not like a giant
Very
change.
incremental. Like, it honestly, if it looks as though somebody photoshopped out the bar at the top.
Well, at the bar at the top, and then what I like is right across, that's your most recent games played.
I think that's a pin, isn't it?
No. That's your most recent games played.
Oh, okay.
That's resume.
Oh, and then
that's
where pins go.
That's your game.
turn us off
That's your
again.
gamepad right there, right next to your most recent game. So you have access to all your games right there.
It's interesting though, because
and then your pins are down below. So as Forza
Yeah, where
Horizon
it says
4.
Discover, those
Yeah.
are all what you're right down there. Okay, gotcha.
the Discover's interesting to me, and you're gonna hear my mind go through me thinking about it.
Okay,
So
go
it's
ahead.
not an
Please,
opinion or
please
anything.
open us up, man. Let us into that crazy mind.
That's kind of a lot of real estate to dedicate to, I would call, in-house ads. On my dashboard that I paid for.
So
right,
for
on my
those,
Xbox.
so for those of you listening, right in the middle of what the example of this new dashboard is, there's a Discover bar, and it's got 3 bars or 3 big pictures. It looks like it's got, for instance, play the new Forza expansion, 3 months of game price for the price of 1, and check out a new make your own controller. Check out our new controller.
Yeah, it's ad space that they've done it well before, but that's pretty bold and pretty loud right on my home screen, right in the middle. I mean, that's important real estate, and now it looks okay because they can control the ads, but at the same time,
At least it'll all be Xbox related.
I mean, even the first box we're looking at, so it says new Sasquatch is playing Forza Horizon 4. So that shows me that that's being dedicated to what your friends are playing too, which is
Or a mixer streamer.
or a
or
mixer
streamer. Yeah.
I don't know if I like that much real estate being dedicated to ads on my dashboard that I paid for. It's
Yeah, with monthly.
Because you paid for the box, then you paid for the Xbox Live.
yeah, correct. I already have. I mean, I get Xbox Game Pass already on those ad spots on my box that I have now.
Well,
and I have Xbox Game Pass, so it's kind of.
Well, I wonder if they will. I mean,
not
ads
tailored.
will be tailored to you, like Instagram ads, right? You go look up something on Google, and next thing you know, you're getting an Instagram ad about that.
Yeah, and there's ad spots basically on the Xbox right now that it's interesting that, I don't know, I don't like that kind of thing as much, right?
The ones that I do like when they're game centric. So, for instance, like that's how sometimes I forget a game is coming out, and then there's an ad like, this game is out.
Yeah.
Check it out. Purchase it now or if it's on sale. If there's a sale, sometimes they do a big spring sale, and you can go in and click on it, and it has the whole list. So I appreciate those. Those are more helpful, I guess. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I don't think you're making a bad point, Spicy. I think that's
the fact that it's snappier is something that I'm okay with.
Obviously.
The UI is, I think, less efficient than the other ones that I've experienced.
Yeah.
So take that with whatever. All I care about is getting to my game, right? And that's the top left.
And they did say in their statement, their goal with all their changes is to get you into your game faster.
Okay.
So
And I navigate my game, how I navigate my console, is by pressing the Xbox Jewel and bringing up that left menu, and that's how I go everywhere
Into your game.
I have my groupings of current games I'm playing, my backlog games, and then I have a grouping of just my apps that I use, right?
Yeah.
And those are all right there. You go in and then you press groups or whatever it is. They used to call them pins, but they're called groups now.
Yeah.
The reason I do that is because the UI is like this, right? So I don't know. I find this UI not as effective as it could be,
sure.
personally.
Compared to like a lot of people were saying that this is a lot more similar to PlayStation's UI.
I hate the PlayStation UI.
So
I absolutely hate
Because
it.
I didn't get that feeling either. Because here, like, I know what I'm like. Theirs is just rows.
Wait, they're saying this is similar
yeah,
to
a lot of
PlayStation
people.
UI?
For instance, a lot
I
of
can
people.
see it being more related to it because
Well, how?
because
Like-
you've got the horizontal. horizontal lines going
Oh,
across.
because
right?
it goes down, but PlayStation has essentially 2 crossbars, like cross media bars. You scroll left and right, and then you go up and scroll left and right again.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's.
It's probably people coming from people who have never played an Xbox. Before, they're just looking at this image and saying,
the navigation wise, PlayStation is left to right.
I haven't navigated this yet, so I don't know.
And then up to whatever.
Well, because like on PlayStation, when let's say we're playing Spider-Man or something on PlayStation, right? You scroll over Spider-Man, and then when you're on that tile, like the tiles are the same, the squares, it then drops down and it shows you all different news, patch notes, and stuff like that. But you can scroll through them, but.
Yeah, it's not the same.
I don't know. From looking at this picture, I don't think it looks. Well, I don't know if it.
Well, it's because
I don't know.
It's from the horizontal, like Spicy said. That's where people are getting that from. Anyways, there you go. If you are a preview member, or if you are a preview member, let us know if you've had a chance to jump into the new UI, what you think about it, the new dashboard. Overall, I like it being clean up top. I think it looks a lot cleaner.
What if?
And I do, but the big illustration.
I disagree. I liked having those options up top.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The big illustration, though, I think the big point is it does show, if you want to remove our faces again,
yeah.
It does show, I do think this is illustrative of the direction that Microsoft is going. There's Mixer, there's Game Pass, and the Game Store, right? So, but Mixer and Game Pass are 1 and 2. That's, I think, we're all getting set up to 2020. You got to remember, we're not going to have a new UI for 2020. Like, it's not a whole new generation of Xboxes. We will still be in Xbox Live. We will still be in Xbox Game Pass. This is going to be, so we're getting set up. Everything that is being done now is being set up for 2020.
What if they brought back the blades?
The blades were nice, actually.
They were fast. They were very efficient. Just bam, bam, bam.
I like the blades.
Compared to, let's compare the three. Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Who do you think has the best interface?
I would put PlayStation third place. Out of the Switch and the Xbox,
Switch isn't like fancy, but you turn it on and all your games are right there.
Yeah,
it's very direct.
Yeah,
but it's kind of unfair because they're also not.
I would say
you're not. They're not online centric. They're not online focused.
I would say Switch and the PlayStation have more similar interfaces than the Xbox.
I would agree with that. I can see that.
Left to right, and then you scroll down to your settings bar left to right.
Yeah, I can see that. Spicy.
What did you say about it? The PlayStation,
Nintendo and PlayStation have similar.
More similar. I would say that they have more similar interfaces than the Xbox to them, right?
Okay, I can see that
because left to right up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as long as the change makes for snappier, UI movement.
What if they just made it like Linux and you just make your kind of just do your own
Microsoft
thing?
Making a Linux?
Yeah, like a.
That's funny. That's funny. I get it.
They just kind of let you do your own, and then when it breaks, you got to fix it yourself.
Yeah, you got to run your own processes over and over and over. Yeah. Have you ever
fully customizable? Though.
Yeah, I know. I've run Linuxes before, and that's how you do it, man. That's like just run everything manually.
Well, and what was it? Wasn't the biggest thing on Linux the Windows Media Center? So you're putting on a Windows Media Center anyways.
Yeah,
on the Linux, a lot of people use that for their media. Wasn't that the big thing? Anyways,
yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I overall I think the UI change is. It doesn't matter.
It's inconsequential to you.
It's inconsequential to me because it's the same thing, just removed the bar on. It's just aesthetically, it feels the same.
Well, I will say it is easier to get to Game Pass. I feel maybe not easier, but it's much more front and center.
Here's a question
because Game Pass prior is kind of hidden menus. Like you got to go to for instance, I want to browse Game Pass. I would always go to my game section.
That's where I would go because that's where my game section is.
I go to my game section and then scroll down Game Pass, and my EA subscription is there as well. That's front and center. That's just boop Game Pass.
Well, but I would prefer it there. I prefer it there in that list because then it's just a list of games. It's not fluffity fluff and discover fluffity fluff and discover this.
Well, no, but I would rather.
That.
I want to see what Game Pass games are.
That's what in the game section. That's what's there. It's just a list of the games on Game Pass.
Yeah, but I've got to go 2 menus deep to get there, right?
That take 3 seconds.
Now it takes 2.
Well, now it takes 2. Yeah, that's the
okay.
Now it's down A.
No, but here's the thing. Like that's actually a good point that I made up earlier. Why? Yeah. Sorry. No. Why not make it fully customizable?
I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you can move those around however you want.
I wonder why console makers don't do that.
Because they want you looking where they want you looking, right? If it's customizable, they can't. They lose.
Maybe this is a move.
Power.
Maybe this is a move to do that because Windows PC new UI, you can move things around all you want. When you press Windows G, can I do that on this guy?
Watch this. Ready?
I haven't
that is true.
updated.
Well, everything the game bar, everything about the game bar is all widgets. That's true.
Oh, that's the game bar you're talking about. Yeah.
And then you can customize that and move that around and everything, right? So
Yeah, that's just an overlay. Yeah, maybe you're right.
But
I don't think so. As a console, you want control. It's like Steam. Steam wants control of what you're looking at in their store, right? A console is a one giant store, especially now that we're all digital.
We'll have a store button then.
I mean, they do.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways,
the store button was on the top before. It was by Mixer. I'm pretty sure it was up there.
anyways, let's get this show on the road.
Okay, you did not
I
give
just
me a
took
lot
that out of left field. Sorry, normally I ease into that a little bit more.
Yeah, and
but
I was
I've been
actually in the menu.
I've been inspired by the Mustang. It's wild.
wild.
Hey, by the way, I looked up Pegasus.
Oh yeah, Pegasus. Go ahead.
Pegasus is a mythical winged divine horse and one of the most recognized creatures. Oh my gosh, get out of
How
my
many
way!
times did you hit Windows G?
I don't know a lot.
Just check mark the yes so it pops up. And then you
Hold
can
on,
just
we'll
cancel.
read it. We'll read it from the stream. We'll read it from the stream because this
Okay.
is really important.
Okay. yeah.
All right, Pegasus.
Keyword is mythical horse.
is a mythical winged divine horse.
Sorry.
And one of the most recognized creatures in Greek mythology, usually depicted as pure white. Pegasus is the offspring of the Olympian god Poseidon.
The offspring of Poseidon got it on with a horse.
They made all sorts of weird things back then. Like, I mean, Zeus is the son of the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that still makes more
Kronos
sense.
and Gia.
I
Yeah,
understand.
that's exactly right. The
I
Earth,
underst-
Gia is Earth, and Kronos.
but they're Titans. I understand.
yeah, they're
two-
big weird people.
Yeah, but I understand two big weird people getting on. What I don't understand is Poseidon, the
Dude.
god of the ocean,
Poseidon was pretty freaky.
getting on with a horse.
No, he
No,
didn't.
no,
get
I
on-
think-
maybe it was
no,
a
no.
seahorse.
No, to be honest with you, I think it was. No, I think it was something to do with a Poseidon and Athena. They did because Athena is the goddess of wisdom. or
So they
something
had a
like that.
threesome with a horse.
No, if
No,
you
by
read for-
Medusa.
Medusa.
He was.
He got
fo-
it on with Medusa.
What does fold mean? He was foaled by the Gorgon Medusa.
I think it means fold
Doesn't
in
fold?
Greek.
No, doesn't that mean like he was raised? Like
I thought you were
you're
gonna say something else.
raised and trained?
Okay, so Gorgon Medusa raised him.
Upon her death,
I'll look.
the hero
Okay.
Perseus
I didn't know
decapitated
Greek
her.
mythology was so crazy weird.
Oh, and they
No,
do.
it's really weird.
No,
play
yeah.
play
Oh,
Assassin's
no, there it is.
Creed.
There it is. The very end. See where it says Athena? The gods Athena, Poseidon, Zeus, and Apollo were the. Read that very last sentence.
Where on the bottom right
the
here?
last paragraph there.
The last this
Yeah.
one?
Yes, right there.
Okay. And the last sentence in this one. Hypotheses have been proposed regarding the relationship between Pegasus and the Muses. The god Athena, Poseidon, Zeus, Apollo, and the hero. Regarding the relationship. Wait, what?
This
That's
is
what-
weird.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
to
I
be
thought-
okay, I looked up the definition. Fold. Fold is
Fold.
to give birth to a foal.
Oh, so Medusa grabbed him by and yanked him out of whose womb?
No, I think it means that Medusa
Was the mom?
spawned,
Okay, so Poseidon and Medusa got it on and made.
created Pegasus.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, that's the horse that I chose.
Your horse has got issues. Your horse has been through psychology, been through counseling, guaranteed.
Yeah, but
Have you
he's
never-
a god.
Have you never read into like Greek history? They
Oh,
do
yeah.
stuff, man.
they do wild stuff.
They're Mustangs.
They are what they know how to party.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're getting it on with Medusa, you have no stipulations about how hard you party.
No, I'm pretty sure. Isn't Medusa like? Isn't she like?
If you look at her, she's known for her.
but she's
ugliness.
really seductive.
If
right?
you look
Well,
at her, you
like-
turn to stone.
No, you guys know who was Zeus's wife? What was her name?
Zeus.
Zeus's wife.
I can't.
Okay. Didn't she throw didn't Zeus have an affair with someone and she threw
Zeus had an affair with everybody.
Yeah, I know. So the god of Hephaestus, right?
Yeah.
Zeus's wife threw him
Hera.
off Mount Hera. Hera threw Hephaestus off Mount Olympus.
That's right.
That's
because
why
Hera,
he's ugly.
I remember because of Hercules. Hera hates Hercules.
No. She does hate Hercules.
Yeah, Hera's always trying to, mess with Hercules.
And I think Hercules actually hates Hera too because she's
Well,
Well, Poseidon
wouldn't
could have
you?
gotten on with like a lot of sea animals too, right? Maybe a seahorse.
That's what I said. A seahorse.
Yeah, and then you get the god of horses. That he's literally
didn't
the god.
Poseidon create horses altogether?
There's some if he did.
No, I think he did. Look that
Man,
up. No,
he's got
How do
some
you know
weird
this? What,
fetishes.
No, I-
what, just reading? Random reading?
First of all,
Random reading by Jordan.
I like history and I
I like history. Yeah, this is
No, Greek mythology,
Yeah,
history,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
No, and I actually just read all the Percy Jackson books, which
That's
take place.
Yeah, there you go. Percy
demigods,
Jackson.
Yeah. No, I think Poseidon created horses. with like Athena or something like that. I don't know.
Well,
I'm laughing at chat. Loyal said something funny. Anyway, so that's what horse I choose. Pegasus.
there you go. Well, congratulations. Your
Yeah,
horse.
I win.
Your horse.
I win by default.
Your horse is.
And you guys chose random homeless horses
your
as
horse
your horses.
is- Very good. I have nothing to say to
I
that.
choose the random homeless horse in southern Utah.
I choose Mustangs. Getting to the news, Jordan. What is happening? What is happening in the Xbox One news this week? First big news story, though. Sigma.
Yes.
Jordan
so
had a lot. He actually called Spicy while Spicy was at the gym and interrupted our entire workout to get.
Don't tell him that. I enjoy it when Jordan calls.
No, but what I'm saying is it ended the workout because you got Spicy so excited that he could not focus any longer.
Excited. Yeah. So a new hero, Sigma,
Who
is
does
in
look?
Overwatch.
Who does look pretty cool?
Yeah, he does look pretty cool. He doesn't wear shoes.
He wears no shoes and
he
he
floats.
controls the earth.
Yeah, he's an earthbender.
He is an earthbender.
So-
He's an earthbender.
No, he's really cool. So he's going to be the new character in Overwatch, right? I assume he'll probably drop when they drop the new 222 patch,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's not, the 222, yeah, whatever. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, they're dropping
So-
222 roll queuing.
Yeah. So I assume they'll probably all drop at the same time. But he's a tank character. He is a shield tank, right? A barrier tank, but he's got really interesting abilities. So his primary shot is the hyperspheres,
Okay.
which
Pause
are
it right
just
here.
which are two. Oh yeah, I got it right here. You can just loop that.
Okay.
So the hyperspheres are two balls that he throws at people.
I have hyperspheres.
You get arrested for that
Yeah, you know.
What?
if you throw your balls at people.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
Would they arrest me or take me to the hospital?
Probably both.
So anyway, basically what happens is you hit the primary fire button. He'll shoot.
Hey, Mark, suck my hyperspheres.
Present them.
Sorry.
You'll hit the primary fire. He'll shoot the two hyperspheres. What's cool about these is they do explode and they do bounce off of walls. So you can angle them into
that
buildings
is
and
cool.
stuff like that.
Okay.
His other ability, or his first ability, I guess that's his primary fire. So his first ability is going to be the experimental shield, which is actually on screen right now if you're watching live. Now, this is really cool because it's a shield just like Orisa and Reinhardt have. I believe it's 1,500, so it's smack dab in between. It's less than Reinhardt's, but more than Orisa's.
But he can move it around. That's what's
But
cool.
what's cool is if you remember Symmetra's old kit, how she could aim her shield.
Yeah.
He can kind of do the same thing, but he can move it around wherever he wants.
He
right?
can pause it and
he
pull
can
it
pause
back.
it. So it differs from the old Symmetra one where he can throw it out, you can run behind it, he can pause it or stop it in place, he can pull it back, he can throw it out in a different direction. He can do it all really quick too, which is really cool. His next ability is kinetic grasp. This reminds me
is
of
what I want to see. Yeah.
This reminds me of the Titanfall ability when the Titan holds out his hand and he blocks all those bullets. But instead of shooting him back like in Titanfall, he basically takes all the damage and then converts it to
What you're watching right now.
Shield.
You just did it. You
Yeah.
just did it.
yeah. And I believe, and you can quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe he can convert up to 400 points worth of damage.
Okay. Very cool.
So he can take 400 damage and then convert it to 400.
yeah, so it's
shield.
not unlimited because he'd be unstoppable if it was.
Yeah,
unlimited.
yeah. And it's I think it's like a 3-second cast, so you have to do the full cast.
Yeah. Now,
Right, so you have to time it just perfect, take all that damage, and then you convert it to your shield.
Okay. I'm really excited to see his super, his ultra.
So the next ability he has before we
Oh,
get to the ultra is
sorry.
his earthbending, and this is called, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but basically it's earthbending. And what he does is he picks a giant rock.
Accretion?
I'm going to call it earthbending.
Okay.
Because
That
that's exactly
works.
what it is.
The accretion earth bending.
Yeah. So he basically pulls up a giant rock out of the earth and shoots it at someone. Now, what's really cool about this ability is it does have, you just saw it. See how it knocked that robot off? So it has knockback damage, right? So you know how, like, when you get stunned or something, your character will kind of fall back and lay flat for a second? This, I believe, is a stun because they'll fall back. I think you have to do it at distance. There's, like, a range. It's kind of a complicated ability. I was watching some streamers use it, and it was pretty cool what they were doing. They were knocking people off of cliffs.
Oh, there
stuff
it
like
is.
that. His ultimate is basically, it's called Gravitic Flux.
Gravitas.
But it's basically a gravity well. So what he does is when he uses his ultimate, he flies up in the air, and you
Yeah.
can fly, which is really cool.
There
Kind of
he
like
is, right
Mercy,
here.
so he'll fly. And you'll basically circle an area, and anybody within that area, when you activate it, gets launched up into the air and slammed back down. Now, that being said, it's actually not as strong as you think. A lot of people were saying, because I was watching a lot of YouTube videos on him this week,
But you use
You
it as a
can't-
team. So when someone's up in the air, you'd shoot them.
Exactly, right? Or basically it'll damage them, and then you come in and just do that.
And
chip
also, you got to
damage,
think
right?
if you have a shield character preventing you to get back to someone or something, you
Mm-hmm.
just jump them up in the air.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
very
yeah, so
cool.
it's not like gonna kill a bunch of players unless they're already at low health. But what's really cool is while they float up into the air, you can shoot them. They're basically helpless, right?
Yeah.
So if you can get a full team up there, and anyway, it's pretty cool. So that is the new character. He is live on the PTR right now. If you have the game on PC and want to try it out. But
Yeah,
anyway,
looks
really,
good. If
really
you want
cool
to check out his
character.
abilities, just head over to YouTube. There's lots of people.
Yeah,
that
everybody's-
have uploaded training videos. That's what we're watching right now
Yep.
here. Very cool. He looks good. He looks cool too. The story that plays with him, like they always do, the background story was really good. I mean, they're always really good. but-
Yeah, he went to the moon. Something went wrong.
yeah. We've been playing a lot of
Typical supervillain.
We've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately. This past
Yeah.
week, super fun. I've been doing Mercy.
Yeah,
I really like Mercy. Spicy gave me the advice last week. That's how you learn the game, and it's true. That is how you learn the
Yeah,
game.
support characters, they're the goalkeepers of the game, so you can see where everyone is.
Yeah, and I enjoy here's the thing too. Like people hear support and like, that's not fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy playing as a Mercy. The other character that I played with too is Soldier. It's a little different with Soldier. So I've yet to play on a team with you guys as Soldier. I've only played Mercy.
Yeah, us three have been playing a lot together this week.
Yeah, and I think we do pretty well as a team. No,
I do.
Especially considering I'm a noob.
I get incredibly frustrated sometimes.
No, okay.
Not with you guys, but just the game in general.
Oh, yeah.
Like whenever you play that game, my stress level goes up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
'Cause
Don't-
you care
don't
so much.
Yeah.
I've stopped caring as much.
I've
Eh,
noticed you've been rather calm lately.
I've noticed you're
Except for
chi.
that one
It's
night.
centered. You're centered. You're more centered.
What
human.
happened that one night?
when you used words against Reaper.
Yeah. But,
That was so funny.
yeah. Well, he deserved it.
Mark got so mad that he switched to a character and basically focused down another character, and you won.
Yeah. Bent him over. And I let him know.
You targeted
Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
But
I was so mad.
Did he play cheap or? Did
No,
it,
it's
No, it's just he was playing correctly.
frustrating?
It was just frustrating.
I was really frustrated. Yeah. It was like 5 games in a row this character was harassing me, and
And you just got
I
fed up.
I got fed up. And,
He turned the car around. And
yeah. Yeah. I took the kid out of the grocery store, put him back in my car, and let him know who was boss. Just yelled at him and disciplined my child.
it was great.
Very nice. Wolfenstein
Youngblood. I don't know. Wolfenstein Youngblood is
Yes.
now available. Youngbleed. And this is the co-op Wolfenstein.
It is here.
I believe I saw it's kind of like a refer a friend program. If you buy it, you can have a friend play with you for free.
Oh, is that a thing? That's cool. Yeah, because it's co-op.
I thought I saw that as an
We will have
advertisement or
our.
something.
Wait, does that mean I need to buy this?
Oh yeah, we all got it.
I know.
It's only 2-player co-op though.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Oh.
it means you need to play it.
Okay. Fine, I'll buy it.
We will have our first impressions. This just dropped. Was it yesterday? Last night or yesterday? It dropped. So we haven't had a chance to jump in. We will have our first impressions analysis next week. So stay tuned for that if you're wondering about Wolfenstein. Full disclosure, I'm a big Wolfenstein fan. I've loved everything about the first two. So we'll see how this one holds up. Does it, especially since you're switching characters? Although it's rumored that Blazowicz does make an appearance. So you're not fully in different characters. You play his twin daughters. And that's how they do the co-op campaign with it.
Okay, cool.
Jordan, next.
I just thought this was an interesting story. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the Respawn has confirmed that it's very quote unquote very similar to Sekiro.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I saw that
And the
article.
game is
and
inspired-
because I was like liars.
And the game is inspired. And then they also say, but the game is inspired by older From Software games, right? So, and I
okay.
think they're just comparing the combat essentially. So, and if you read through the article, they talk about like you can make these types of games without stamina bars and stuff like that. One of the combat leads. So basically, think of Sekiro, but you don't have that stamina bar, right?
Okay.
Combat wise, so you're still dodging, countering, parrying, right? But just no stamina bar to worry about, right? So it's probably not as hardcore. You're gonna die a million times in one level, right? Like the focus of the game is probably not to kill you, but it's going to be a challenge, right? And a good combat system, because I think Sekiro's or any From Software game combat is
very
actually
good.
really good.
No, it's true.
But anyway, I just thought that was a interesting story.
I mean, that
So,
bodes well for Star Wars. Looking forward to that game.
yeah, November.
Ooh,
So,
yeah.
Gears 5 multiplayer. We had the tech test last week. This
we did.
weekend, it's open to all Xbox Live Gold members.
Yes,
so
I
if you
shall
have
be.
gold.
I shall be jumping in.
Yes.
And playing and experience
Yes.
the greatness and glory that is Gears 5. We did have a chance to jump in and play Gears 5 at E3. It feels on point. It feels amazing. But the tech test is here.
It is
for
here.
everybody. If you want
It
to
is
jump
here.
in and try it out.
It's here and ready to go this weekend for all gold members. Modern Warfare. I'm actually really excited for Modern Warfare.
Me
I
too.
believe I will be purchasing it this year, just like I purchased Black Ops last year. I
Yeah.
just think I need a modern combat game.
Well, it just looks like they've revamped everything. Like, it just looks really good. This is one of the things that they've revamped, gunsmithing. It's their new
Yeah,
gunsmithing
that's
mode.
exactly what
where
we're-
you were given different upgrades. Sorry if I'm stealing this, but I just
No, it's cool.
think it's cool. You're given different upgrades, and you have to choose. So let's say you're given 5 upgrades on a gun.
9. 5 of them can be gun related. Right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you can but you can't fill them all. So you have to choose. You have to choose what you upgrade.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you can upgrade your stock. You can upgrade your optics. You can upgrade your trigger. You can upgrade your barrel. But you can't upgrade them all. You have to choose which ones
Yeah.
you're going to upgrade, and it has this choice. How do I min max right my
Which
my
will be
weapons?
really cool,
and
yeah.
It's really cool. It's that
Well,
carrot on
and
a stick.
I like the decision they made because, like I said, there's 9 different slots on the gun, and you can add equipment to 5 of them, right? So there's some that you can't do. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how drastically it affects the stats, right?
Yeah, 5 is the max.
Mark,
and
did
what
they
people
have-
come up with.
Did they have like the gunsmithing stuff in the? Didn't they have the pick system when you were still playing like pick 5, pick 9, or something like that? Pick 3,
What do you mean, like the
like when
customized
you
options?
customizing options, right?
Are we talking about the original Modern Warfare, so Call of Duty 4?
Or just like the last few that you've played, right?
So the last one I actually got into and played was Modern Warfare 3, and I can't. I mean, if we're talking about, because this is Modern Warfare, the remake, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
re-release.
So in that one, no. I mean, what you wanted to unlock was the guns, because you unlock guns as you go along. And as far as anything else, it was skins, and you'd want that golden gun.
Yeah,
That's like where golden guns really got their oomph, right?
Yeah.
Like they got their mainstream appeal. Besides, the golden gun and GoldenEye, but it was the skin of these games. So I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I mean,
maybe it's Black Ops, one of the Black Ops. I thought there was like a pick 5 system or something, and it like included perks and stuff like that. And anyway, but gunsmithing is going to be a feature in
That's cool.
the new game.
That is cool.
Remedy Entertainment.
Good news.
Or Remedy. We
Yes.
know Remedy. They created Alan Wake, which we thought was
That
at
they
E3.
did.
It ended up being the Blair Witch
Yes.
Project. And they also did one of the most underrated games I think is out there, which is Quantum Break. I think that's a really good game that was a
it's-
little underrated.
Well, I've actually never played it through. I started it and then I never played it through, but it had a very Matrix feel to
It's got
it. If you
Iceman.
remember the Matrix. Oh yeah, that's right. It does. It does
Bobby.
have Iceman. Bobby.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Control.
So Control, which is their new game, which I think actually takes a lot of influence from
Alan Wake and
Quantum
stuff,
Break
yeah.
and Alan Wake, right? I mean, obviously the same studio. It's gone gold. They're getting ready to print the discs, and the game will be out shortly,
oh.
which is really cool, and it's coming to Xbox One.
Well, and another story this week about this, regarding this, since the news did come out that Control is coming soon and it's gone gold. They did say and confirm that Control, Alan Wake, a new Alan Wake was delayed because of Control, right? Because they've been working on Control.
Yeah.
So, which means we're getting another Alan Wake.
Which is fantastic because the first Alan Wake was probably
So
one of my
good.
favorite. Yeah, really, really good.
So good. It's
Very
almost
interesting.
become a cult classic because not everybody's played it. It flies under the radar there, but it's so good. The way they handle light, it's creepy enough to be creepy without being
Now,
scary enough for me not to play it.
I have a question about this. Do you feel Remedy, the game studio, right? I think they're a good game studio. The games I've played from them have been fantastic. Alan
Yeah.
Wake, Quantum Break. Do you think they're... How do I say this? Do you think they struggle in the marketing department?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Because it can... I mean, they're just... This has been really quiet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We saw a trailer last year on Sony's stage for Control. We know it's
Yeah.
coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4, right? And PC.
Yeah.
And then... you know what I mean? Like, no real trailers.
Well,
no
I don't
interview,
think-
you know
I
what
don't
mean?
think-
It's
I-
not in your face, and it's a AAA game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those things. Would you rather be a studio with tons of hype or a studio with no, like the nice surprise studio? I think I'd rather be the nice surprise.
I think I'd be
studio.
the hype because
Well, hype
It's
if
money.
You, hype if
yeah,
you can
even if
deliver.
your game's bad,
Hype if
people
you
are
can
gonna buy
deliver.
it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, that was a dumb question.
Don't be so stupid next time.
But okay, I do want to talk about this too. So they tweeted out, basically, it's the old disc that you buy at Walmart. You know, that stack of burnable discs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and they had it like written in Sharpie, like control, and they're taking it down to manufacture.
Here it is.
Now, I don't know the process, but like that picture insinuates, like, all right, Jeff, take it to the post office. You know what I mean? Like that job. Like the stress of that
stress
guy.
of that guy.
Or you mislabel the disc.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah,
He drops it in his collection. Oh crap!
Oh,
the CD
why
case
it
in
is.
his
Alanis
his
Morissette-
Honda Civic.
Alanis Morissette shows up to all the studios. And,
Yeah, they burn 6 million Alanis Morissette.
like I don't know how that manufacturing side of the game industry works, but like I want to know how it works. You just send an email to the disc guy. Like,
I
who's
feel
your
like-
disc guy?
I feel like, excuse me. I feel like you should be able to just Dropbox that.
Or do you send it to Microsoft and Sony and they do it? You know?
No,
what
that's
I mean?
that's what I think that is.
Oh, okay.
Or honestly,
Right click, save as zip.
honestly, you just
Yeah,
you honestly
extract
you
all.
probably just do that for because
I bet you that's just a
you
picture,
get a
right? But
giant thumb drive. You just do that for marketing. Like
it's
that's all
kind of
that
funny
is.
though, because I'm just like, oh, dude, that guy, like,
Look at that.
If he like,
Look at that disc.
and what if he doesn't get there before 5?
What if he
Doesn't the post
scra-
office close at 5?
What if he
Then they're
scratches?
gonna have to come out a day later.
What if he scratches it?
Yeah, what if he scratches?
That's all glitches used to be. It just was the guy that got the original disc scratched it a little.
Yeah. He
Hey,
was eating-
really?
He was eating his
That's all it
burrito.
was.
And, oh shoot!
Oh shoot! And then he tried to wipe it with his shirt.
Yeah,
but it
lick
like
it and-
but it like hit a button on his shirt and left a scratch in this right place, and that's why every time you reach this boss battle, you get kicked off because there's a scratch in the disc. And it
I think
recorded-
you're lying to me.
It recorded to all the discs that way.
I think you're
And
lying to me.
back in those days, they just blamed it on Blockbuster.
Back in those days,
It's
they
like,
were
oh,
like, oh,
when you rented it from Blockbuster, it must have been scratched.
yeah, it was Blockbuster.
Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny because that guy's job must be really stressful. So,
Yeah.
nice little surprise from QuakeCon.
QuakeCon was today or yesterday?
It's all this weekend.
Okay,
so
it started today. The launch was today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Yeah, today, yesterday, this week, I don't know.
Yeah, it was today.
it's happening.
It was
right
this
now,
morning.
So, but it has been confirmed. Doom 1,
Doom.
2, and
Doom.
3 are launching on the Xbox One today.
nice.
They are out. You can
Boom.
get them. The
The
original Doom,
OGs.
the sequel to the original, and the third.
Yeah, are they
to the
remastered
original.
at all? Are they are they remastered at all, or updated, or anything like that, or is it?
Oh, they're
the
updated enough
OG
to run on the
OGs?
new systems. So
Okay.
that's pretty much it.
Well, I appreciate that.
I mean, they're not like remastered graphics or anything, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
'cause who doesn't
they
wanna play-
Dropbox it to the Nintendo guys.
They Dropbox
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Right click.
Maybe
Send
that's why.
all.
That
Maybe
probably
that's-
sends in an email.
Probably does. Do
Dude,
one.
Can they? Yeah,
How
yeah,
big
because
was
it'll fit
Doom
in there.
1?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up.
Sends
Not
in an
big.
email. See attachment. Hey, Bill. See attachment.
Yes, the attachment. 2.39 megabytes.
Oh yeah, that sends in an email, no problem.
Yeah.
I think that's the email limit, actually.
No, the email limit is around like 20. This is 2.39. You have songs that are like bigger than this.
Yeah. Hey, Jim.
You have Word documents that are bigger than this.
Jim, see attached. We're ready to go.
2.39 megabytes.
That's cool.
I wonder if that's why some of these game studios like live across the street from Microsoft and Nintendo. They just like walk it over. They have like interdepartment mail.
Oh
They
yeah.
just send a guy across the street.
For what?
Maybe.
Because like
that's why they're all
like-
centrally located.
yeah, like Bungie is in Seattle where Microsoft
Because would
is.
you
so
trust?
Nintendo- so
would
they just
you
like,
trust
like,
your game to the mail? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Neither the rain, sleet, or snowman. They'll get that thing delivered.
Yeah, but
And they got
will
tracking
they?
numbers
Will
now?
they?
Can you
I've
imagine
gotten
the
my stuff
entire
lost
the
in
entire
post office?
the entire game studio is like pulling up the UPS tracking number?
Yeah.
Watching
where
it.
where is it?
They're like,
They're watching it.
how much would you like to insure this for? 5 million.
Yeah. What's our potential audience? What did we do last year? What did we do on Call of Duty 1? Okay. $1 billion. That's what that's worth.
Man, I'm gonna look it up and see how they transport these things, right? Because would you
They're
send
like-
it through an email or is it the briefcase?
The Brinks
yeah.
guys with the guns,
Yeah,
with the armored trucks.
Loomis rolls up to the game studio or whatever. Yeah,
One day, I want to create a product, and just on launch day, that's how we'll bring it up. Like people will be waited outside in lines, and a Brinks big armored truck.
No, I want to come in on a helicopter. A hot air balloon like Monte Cristo. Just come in like a badass.
does Brinks have a helicopter?
A hovercraft.
A hovercraft.
So I want to come in off the ocean,
A jet
jetpack.
ski.
jet ski off a ramp
Off a ramp.
into some foam.
And then there's tigers.
Into some flames go off as you come through, and the crowd's like, "Woo!"
And you like toss the discs out
See
to the
this?
fans.
Do you know what's
This
funny?
right here, guys. This is where your Patreon money
Or-
is going. to
Or no one
to a
shows
future meetup.
Future
or-
Tigers.
To future meetup where we drive upon the beach in hovercrafts, jet skis, and flames going off.
or
everywhere.
no one shows up because they just bought it digitally.
But we still do it for the cameras.
Yeah, you
And
got
we just
to.
go
We
in-
Photoshop the crowd
go
in
in
later.
tight. No, you just go in tight on the 5 people that are there watching you.
Yeah, so it
Makes
looks like
seem
a big
like
crowd,
a lot. Yeah.
And then just duplicate those 5 people. Like,
Have it all
yeah.
CGI'd in.
Wait, though, why is everyone wearing the same dress?
Hey, speaking of CGI, can I tell
Yeah.
you guys something? And I
Tell
don't
me.
I
Tell it to
don't
me.
mean to offend anybody at all.
Okay.
But,
Okay,
Where's that beat
all right.
button
Is
that I just
there-
added?
Here we go.
In the CGI of
Okay.
the new Lion King movie, when they sing, it scared the crap.
That
out of me.
everybody
Like, it
says it's
freaked
weird.
the crap
It's
out
getting
of me.
terrible reviews. Like everybody says, it's weird. It's
Yeah.
too weird. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, it's
like
one
they
of-
started singing, and I was like, "What in the like?" My mind did not go to a good place, and usually my mind goes to good places when weird stuff like that happens.
Where did it go?
It
Like
not-
how Pegasus was made.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Like that took me to a good
Oh.
place. You know, you're like, oh yeah.
Love.
No, when they started singing, especially when Pumbaa is on screen, because warthogs are ugly as crap.
Oh, okay.
Like they are not good looking animals.
Okay.
Oh,
And when he sings,
yeah, it's pretty weird. Even when they talk,
So
it's weird.
because
it was
it's-
just like a weird. It's
because
because it's
it's-
like realistic CGI.
because it's what
It's-
makes Lion King so good is it's like it's the whimsy, right? It's whimsical.
Well, they made ugly animals cute.
But you took you're making real animals and you're adding this whimsical singing and chanting, but it doesn't work with the harsh reality that is National Geographic lions eating hyenas, right? And hyenas fighting for territory.
Animals are ugly. There's some good looking animals and there's some ugly animals.
Best looking animal.
Pegasus.
Not mythical, non-mythical creature.
Non-mythical animal.
Ooh, that
Best
makes this a
looking.
lot harder.
Like if you could choose and you were like
A
I wanna-
lynx.
and I want to be the a lynx, really?
Well, I don't know.
Have you ever
A
seen
fox is nice.
Lynx are creepy. Have you ever seen YouTube? We'll look after the show. You could YouTube this.
I just thought of like the most ninja character I could think of.
Lynx screaming like a lynx scream is the scariest thing
Are you
you'll ever
serious?
hear. It's terrifying.
A fox.
I'm gonna
A
look
fo-
it up.
yeah, fox is pretty sexy. I'll give you that. I'd say a
Lynx.
horse.
But I don't want to see
I
a
think-
real.
I
I don't
think
want to see
horse.
a real
A
one
horse is
sing.
looking good. A horse is a good looking animal. You
Lynx.
know?
Now, see if they
Scream
had
at
horses
night.
talk.
Just those two lynxes screaming. Or there's one where this dude finds one in his kitchen. It's
Okay,
terrifying.
This one right here.
Yeah, just play that. Watch
Okay.
this. This is two lynx. Everybody's screaming at each other.
You're,
it's
muted.
terrifying. You're
Oh,
muted.
I'm muted. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, here we go.
Watch. We'll just wait till they really get
They
loud.
look like
They're like big, powerful cats.
seasoned cat.
This is so freaking cool.
Did he just say it? He might have just the guy we were listening
Yeah,
to
it's-
might have said
it's-
something.
It's like when you first wake up in the morning, you do that stretch, and you're like,
No, when they really scream, that one's nothing too because they're not yet. At the end of this video, because I've seen this one before.
Is this a fake video?
Go to
though?
the-
that one's
no,
real.
go to the end,
They
go to the end.
really scream, and when they scream, it is terrifying.
yeah, just go to the end real quick. I want to hear them really scream.
There's this one dude.
This looks fake.
No, there's one. Go to one. There's one where he comes home. This dude comes home to a lynx in his kitchen.
So Link Scream Kitchen.
Link Scream Kitchen.
Yeah, look, there it is. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine coming home to this?
Is there language in this?
Oh no.
So
Watch.
this is how I warm up my throat in the morning. Nah, it's just clearing my throat.
Oh, that is so. That's so scary.
What's your problem?
Okay, what's your problem, man? He's gonna bro out with it. He's gonna bro fight him.
Oh man.
Oh man, and that brings us to the last segment
we
of
still
our
got
show.
We still have
news stories.
Oh, we do.
but
Oh,
that's-
never mind. Never mind. We got two news stories still.
Uh,
Imagine waking up to that. And you come downstairs and it's just me sitting on your couch.
Fortnite got a new controller, Xbox One controller. It's a dark purple controller. It's actually really cool looking. I want it. It's the Fortnite Special Edition controller. And also, last but most certainly not least, the new class in Black Desert Online
is a ninja.
A ninja
warrior.
And also in this new class, you can take on 3 new world bosses: Quint, Karanda, and Maraca.
Oh, very nice. Maraca.
But so Black Desert getting some class updates, some world updates with the new bosses, which is really cool, and then Fortnite getting a new controller. So.
A ninja.
Anyway, those were some of my favorite.
Wenja. Oh, that was a good game. I actually think that's one of my favorite Far Crys.
Far Cry Primal.
Because it was underrated.
It was different. The world was good. The world was fun to explore. It was good. It was
language
was tough. Wenja.
The Wenja.
Yeah, Far Cry Primal. There's an underrated game. That game kind of flew under the radar. No, it's because they went away from the traditional.
It kind of came out between 2 big Fry. Like
it didn't come out under the radar. It was popular.
Yeah, but not like.
Not like Fortnite because it wasn't free.
Not like their other Far Cries. I think it's probably the least popular.
Well, because it wasn't
Far Cry
like
3, for instance.
Well, because it came out between 4 and 5, and I think because it wasn't a numbered title, it kind of was like, oh, is this more of an expansion type thing?
Yeah, Far Cry sales.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Total Far Cry 3 obviously has the most, 10 million. Ooh, look, Far Cry Primal.
They don't even have
a number. It's too low.
Yeah.
We don't register numbers that low.
It doesn't even say what it is.
So that means it didn't hit 1 million. It looks like they started 1 million.
Yeah, they started 1 million. Yeah, I thought it flew under the. But it's really good. Far Cry Primal is a good game. You upgrade your abilities with you you discover fire as a caveman.
Ooh, fire, Wenja fire.
Yeah, if you've never played Far Cry Primal. Guys, it's a great game. I really enjoy the world in that game.
Maybe it's because it wasn't revolved around guns, right? Maybe
I think it's because it goes. It's like
different.
this. It's like this side story to their main series, basically, right? But
Units
it's good.
sold.
Oh, here we go. Sales
4.1.
4.1.
Where did you see that?
Wait, down. It was right down at the bottom. You were there. That last line right there.
Yeah,
sales. The retail version was
the best-selling game in its week of release in the United Kingdom, debuting at #1 in the United Kingdom.
It's probably because it's the only game that came out that week.
It was the best-selling in February, according to Ubisoft. The game performed better.
It was the biggest launch of a game in February.
Yeah, but what year?
Have they ever launched a game in February?
What year?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What did it come out against? Zombie Driver 2?
I'm telling you, it was popular.
But they're not. But the fact that they're not giving numbers,
it was popular, but it's not as popular, right? That's clearly what that is stating.
Usually, when you don't give numbers, it's because they're not great.
No. I disagree with that statement.
Well, if they sold 1 billion copies, they'd let us know then.
Yeah. If they sold more than 10 million, like their top-selling game.
Like the other Far Cry's.
There we go. Far Cry sales chart. He's going to footnotes here, everybody.
Footnotes. He's footnoting it.
And this is GameSpot. This is just because it came out that week.
So it came out.
Where's the date? Up top, the date.
Yeah, it didn't really come out against anything. So.
It was 2016 February.
Regardless, it's a good game. Go play it. Plants vs. Zombies was #2. FIFA 16 was #3 that year.
Yeah, but see,
Grand Theft Auto 5
but look at those.
Still in 5th place today.
See,
that's insane.
FIFA, Call of Duty, and Grand Theft Auto 5, those are all previous releases because FIFA comes out in the fall.
Yeah, they both come out in
Call
summer.
of Duty comes out in the fall. So
I felt like,
later.
just me, I felt like every streamer was playing it, and I played it. I 100%ed it. It was a very popular game. And it lasted a good couple weeks.
But I didn't say it wasn't popular. I just said it wasn't as popular as it kind of went under the radar for their other games. I mean, this wasn't their main. Their Far Cry series sold much more. But Jordan's right. It came out in between, right? And it's just different. But it's cool. I thought it was a really cool game. The world's beautiful. You got this whole like cat and mouse hunting
Killed a mammoth
situation going on where any animal at any time could run out and kill you.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
Super fun. That brings us to the last segment of our show. This is the segment of the show where we take your questions. You can submit a question every single week over on Patreon, patreon.com/X1Bros. Join Patreon, become a patron, and submit a question and get us to talk about whatever you want because that's what we do here. Guys, I actually do want to talk. Did you see the video that I showed or that I put in Slack? There's a behind the scenes of E3.
Yeah.
Microsoft's conference, and you two I am in one, but just my face off to the side. But you two are in a couple scenes, a couple shots.
They like us.
Yeah. Also, Courtney from the community in Discord, they had like a really giant close up of her face.
Cool.
I was
Oh,
really
that's
jealous.
cool.
I want a giant close up of my face.
You should get more excited then. Raise your arms up and yell and stuff.
That's.
That's how I got on.
I know it looked good.
I was there too, cheering.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
there.
That
That must
He
have been
was-
when
he was
Keanu
sitting
Reeves-
next to me.
Must have been when Keanu
And
Reeves
we,
came
I
out.
wonder what point that picture was taken at with your.
It had
arms
to
up
be
in the air.
Keanu Reeves. The only time, well, how many times did we stand up?
I stood
No,
up
but
several
you guys,
times and
yeah,
I
I
raised
you
did
my
guys
hands.
weren't standing up. You guys.
My
it was just your hands were raised.
my most forceful stand up was when Keanu Reeves came.
Oh,
out.
that was everybody. That was a legit.
I left
Okay,
the ground.
I have a pet peeve about standing ovations. I sit through almost all of them because
That's why you weren't on camera.
standing ovations happen all the time. I hate them. Like it's not. I drive me to my feet. Like Keanu Reeves came out, I was driven to my feet.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
an involuntary standing ovation. That's a true standing ovation, right? That's a true like excitement. Like a touchdown happens, I'm driven to my feet. Like you end a concert that I paid for to come to, and like let's say the symphony, at which you played decently, but you didn't drive me to my feet. But everybody's got to stand up, and you know that it's compulsory when like one person stands up here, then one person, and then slowly more people, and then it slowly comes back. No. If you are good enough that you get a standing ovation, everybody at the same time just jumps out of their chairs.
You know, I actually surprisingly agree with you after that rant.
Surprising.
No,
I've given
I really
this
do.
many
No,
thoughts.
no,
My
you're
wife
right.
always gives
It's,
me a hard time
no,
when
no,
everybody's standing and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Schedule-
Drive me to my feet,
Yeah, no,
people.
I actually-
I'm not
Drive
entertained.
Me to my feet.
I'm not entertained. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
No, I am entertained. But is this really the
No,
12-year-old girl sung a happy birthday song to Santa? Really, this is really what we're standing up for? Come
No,
on.
I get what you're saying. The standing
Greatness.
ovation,
Next level greatness. That's what I stand up for.
standing ovations have lost their. They've
lost their
nothing
meaning.
now.
It's
Yeah,
like
they
it's
mean
like
nothing.
awards. There's so many awards show now. Awards don't mean anything,
Yeah, there is.
particularly for movies.
Yeah,
When
it's,
there's a performance going on, do you just yell, boring?
No. I sit there politely. I will clap.
yeah.
I always clap. I think clapping is politely, no matter if you enjoy it or not. But I've never really not enjoyed something. But you always clap. But a standing ovation is different. A standing ovation is reserved for next level entertainment, like next level ability, next level
yeah.
experience.
No, really, I
But we
appreciate
just
that.
come. It's like the tip. Here we go. It's the same as the tip. A tip is reserved for next level service. That is when I tip you, and I tip you well. But you do not expect a tip because that's the whole point of the tip.
No, I'm very like that on tips as well.
Yeah, that's standing ovation is the tip for stage entertainment. That's all that it is.
I've been to restaurants where the service sucked, so I don't tip.
Yeah, amen to that.
I've been to restaurants where they expect a tip before you get your food.
Oh,
yeah, I
really?
just leave those restaurants actually.
Yeah.
I've been to
Like,
one of
wait, it's not included in the bill?
They
or-
ask for a tip before everything.
I've actually been to one of those, and I left.
What restaurant was this?
There's been a couple of them. One was in Texas when I lived in Texas. Another was just right down the road here, and I have never been back.
Wait, how does this happen? The waitress asks you?
No, when you're the one I was at is when you're seated. It was up north, and it was really funny because, but yeah, it was.
Are these usually nicer establishments? Because I feel like nicer establishments
Yeah.
don't
One
do
was
that.
a buffet, and so they're like, "Why didn't you tip me?" Because I haven't eaten yet, and I don't know if the service is good.
They ask you that?
Uh-huh.
They asked you that.
Yeah.
Because I haven't eaten yet, and
Did they think that did they just get you confused with someone else at the buffet that was leaving? Like they mixed up their
What did they
tables?
say to your comment?
Nothing. They just were pissed. Yeah, this is the world we live in.
Nah.
Look at this is the world of.
You're going to have to tell me after the show.
I can't. There's a lot of things I cannot say
yeah.
because there's a lot more to the
Was it
story.
like a family restaurant or something?
Yeah. Well, the listener. Yeah. No. There's a lot. There's a
Oh,
lot
man.
more involved. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
What
That I've apparently shocked you to.
I have never experienced that.
Yeah, you have.
Not where where they ask for a tip before.
Oh.
I'll
yeah.
talk about it after
the post-show?
Post show.
Oh,
yeah.
tease. That's what we call
Yeah.
a tease.
Okay. So for all of you listening live, remind me.
Stay tuned at the post show. Okay, I'm excited now. That does us for today, everybody. Just kidding. First question comes in from Death Star Destroyer. Death Star Destroyer.
Do you want me to read it?
I think I messed this. I think I copy and pasted this incorrectly. There we go. Name one IP. Death Star Destroyer writes and says, name one IP that you think would be awesome for a serious video game. So this is like a TV, movie, series, whatever. A serious video game that you would love to see made into a Netflix HBO TV series. He says, I would love to see a full Avatar The Last Airbender game in the style of Wargroove. And if they made an Apex series, that would be amazing. So what movie or series would you like to see made into a video game? And vice versa, a video game made into a television series. I think going Avatar as Wargroove, that fits Avatar, actually. Well done, Death Star Destroyer. That's actually a nice fit style-wise.
The intro to Wargroove is an anime.
It's Avatar. Yeah, it's an anime.
It's
Yeah,
an anime.
that's true.
Yeah. So
a TV series into a... Could you make Stranger Things into a video game? I feel like that would be hard
they
to do.
already have.
It could be a platformer. They have?
Yeah,
You can
it's
do
It's
whatever.
like it's an 8-bit game. Stranger Things 3 is out now, or 2 or whatever's out now. Yeah, they have. It's like a little 8-bit game that's actually pretty popular right now.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
It's on the Xbox.
Well, call me an idiot.
okay.
McSpicy, how about you? Any series jump off the list that you think could make a cool video game, and what style would you like to see that video?
Yeah,
game?
Daredevil.
Oh, there you go.
But
Yeah.
comic characters, are they allowed?
Oh yeah,
Because
that
I
works.
love Daredevil. I think he's one of the most underrated characters. I've always thought that as a kid
Yeah,
because he's awesome.
and he's blind.
He's blind. And it's just like a Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
He gets access to the handicapped parking spot at the store and can also save it from being robbed.
So you're telling me that you think a blind man is going to be driving a car around to get to the parking
No,
stall?
if he was with a friend and they want to go to the movies, he would have a sign that they can put up for good parking in the movie theater.
Well, also, he is Daredevil. He's walking around like a normal
people
man.
don't know that. Well, he's walking around with a cane and stuff. People don't know that he can see.
Oh,
That's his disguise. It's the perfect disguise.
Well, he sees the world differently.
okay.
because
he
he-
sees the world more accurately.
Because he can't
His
see.
other senses are more in tune.
He's
with
a
the
big
world.
sonar.
Yeah,
That's what he is. He's
a big fish. A whale. Don't whales have sonar?
Yes, they
Wow.
actually. Yeah.
Barbara Blake says he wants a good Star Trek game. A good
Hey.
Yeah.
done in the vein of like a Witcher. Star Trek would be really good.
Did you
done
guys
that.
see Star Trek Picard?
Oh,
I
did
saw
see
that preview. Yeah.
I like that.
It's gonna be
actually.
interesting.
It will be interesting indeed. McSpicy, you were going to say something.
Star Trek makes. I remember playing a Star Trek adventure game on the PC in the 90s. I can't remember what it was called, but I really liked it. I think Star Trek allows for a lot of exploration naturally
Yeah.
for that style of
It's like
game.
No Man's Sky.
It would also have really good side quests, especially if you just base it off all the series. That would be really cool.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I guess Star Trek would work really well.
Jordan, how about you? Anything pop out to you of a series that you'd like to see into a video game?
A series
A
that I'd like to
serious
see.
video game.
Okay, actually, to be honest with you, it's kind of already coming out, and I hope they don't there's been rumors, but a series that I'd like to see in a video game.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this doesn't count. Well, I don't know if it does. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it.
You tell me, I'll
So,
tell you.
Harry Potter. But it's already been a video game, like on the old PlayStation.
Yeah.
I used to go through the book. But I'd like the one.
The
like
one that
a
we
new,
saw.
Yeah, the one that we saw, like a new modern. I think that'd be really cool. Like maybe you create your own character, you go through the classes, you do your own thing, you know. Because I remember playing the old Harry Potter games, like Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, you know, like on the original PlayStation. They were actually surprisingly fun. Flipendo. I learned how to do Flipendo.
Very nice.
Yeah. No.
Well, the
seriously,
new one looks good, or at least what they showed, like if it's a full blown RPG.
Yeah, I really
like, that
hope
will
it
be
is.
cool.
Like, I think that would be super cool.
Do you
But
know
yeah,
what'd be really, really fun? Breaking Bad. Can you imagine the crafting system in that?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
For all the
all the
the
crack?
drugs?
Yeah.
You
No,
just got to make your drugs
for
and
the
deliver
meth.
'em.
And you could
And
like
how you
legendary
have
meth.
to, how you have to murder people.
Murder people. There would be Breaking Bad would have a great storyline, great character development.
It would have to be linear. Like it'd be a linear storytelling system.
yeah, and you'd
Would
have
be
to
cool.
level everything up.
You level up from teacher to mafia member. I don't know what's his end game. The drug lord.
Yeah, that would be a fun game.
That would be cool.
Breaking
Sons
Bad.
of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah,
Oh,
motorcycle.
Sons of Anarchy would be really good.
Again, murdering people,
Murdering people, just fighting for territory
going to jail.
against the Aztec or the Mayans,
Murdering
the rival,
people in
the
jail.
rival motorcycle guy. Maybe you could play as the Mayans if you choose.
Yeah, there's
to
two
be.
factions. There's
Yes,
the Sons of Anarchy and the Mayans.
And
Yeah.
you're fighting over drug. McSpicy, you've got to watch Sons of Anarchy, man. It's so good.
You
So
might,
I've been
you might
told.
want to watch it by yourself.
Yeah, that
That's
is
what
one.
I've been told as
it
well
is-
in the same
but it's not
sentence.
HBO. It's not HBO'd. It's because it was on TV. But
But it's really
It's-
bloody.
It's really- yeah,
It's like they really push the limit of the TV.
yeah, of like violence.
Nice.
makes me turn away. That's why I love it. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great question. Thank you very much, Death Star Destroyer. Next question comes from Bareback Slayer. Bareback Slayer writes in and says, what is your funniest gaming memory with your friends? He says, mine is when Overwatch released and there was no character pick limit. Our entire team picked Torbjorn. There we go. And so did the other team. 12 dwarfs dropping turrets everywhere was too funny
hilarious.
with his voice lines. That is hilarious. Bareback Slayer.
That's pretty good.
Great question.
That's right, because they used to have, like, you used to be able to pick
Multiple characters,
heroes,
yeah. Funniest gaming memories. It would probably have to be a late night, right? Where you're just exhausted and you guys are up late playing games.
You're laughing.
Laughing it up, and then everything becomes, you reach that point where everything becomes funny, and then an hour later, nothing's funny because you're just so tired, but you just got to keep going.
Yeah.
I used to, not fun. This is not funniest, but one of my favorite gaming moments is my friends and I growing up. We had Major League Baseball home run, or I can't remember, but Mark McGwire was on the front. I don't remember. Slugger, it might have been Slugger. It was home run 64, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember it was on the Nintendo 64. We made our characters and we stayed up. It was over a summer, of course. We stayed up all day, all night. Took some naps in between, and all day and all night for like two days and nights in a row. They spent the night, and we went through a whole season with our characters, playoffs, and we were all on the same team, playoffs, everything. Had our stats. We lost the World Series. It was very frustrating because we were just dead at that point. But
I hate it when that happens.
That was a fun time. I don't remember a specific specific.
Are we doing fun or funny?
I just thought of fun. I can't remember a funny one off the top of my head.
Yeah, I can't remember a funny one either. I
mean,
remember like specific gaming moments.
I mean, the other day I caught you guys playing when you were streaming, Jordan, and
I got one that's real funny.
And Mark was like, "Come on, guys, follow me," and then got booped. Bloop,
Yeah, we
and
got
everybody
booped
flew off the.
So,
the edge.
this actually has to do with the news today.
Oh, okay.
Well, as of last week. So, we just saw this week the new Overwatch esport scene pick up the 2-2-2.
Yep.
Sure.
Which is 2 DPS, 2 healers, 2 tanks they're being forced positions onto these. Well, it's going to be to us as well, but they forced it onto the esports scene this week. And watching this week those games, there's a certain character that's very popular, and it makes sense why. Mei, she's a character that puts up a big ice wall.
Yeah.
She also has a lot of she can heal herself, and she has a lot of sustain because she can do a wall that gets her team to survive and etc. So she's kind of like tankish in an odd pseudo sort of way. But her wall is one of the most trolly things in that game because you can lock people into certain places, or your teams can do an ult and you can put the wall up and block your team, right? So it can be very trolly. A lot of the time it's on purpose. A lot of the time it's on accident. There was a time when I was playing Mei with Jordan.
Yeah, this was hilarious.
This was
in a competitive match.
It was in a competitive match. It was one of the funniest things that I wanted to forget for the it was way funny. So we're pushing one last push. It's on overtime. In this game, you have to push a payload to a certain spot to win the game. It's an overtime. Our whole team is there. Okay, and we have a Reinhardt with a shield.
Sure.
Protecting. Reinhardt is a barrier tank, and he can protect everyone behind him. Well, there's a self-destruct unit. Diva is her name, and she can blow up her robot, and it blows up anything line of sight. Reinhardt's shield blocks you from that, right? So he puts his shield down. Jordan's laughing already. So Reinhardt puts his shield down, and he even has like an audio cue in the replay. He's like, "Stand back,"
behind me.
That's what it is. Get behind me. And me trying to be helpful, I threw up the Mei wall. It's a big ice wall to block us from the Mei or from the big bomb. But instead, I launch him up in the air. And then I go, "Oh, shoot." And so I make it disappear right when it explodes, and it killed the entire team. Like we had it.
Reinhardt hadn't fallen back down yet.
He hadn't fallen back down, and so it was pretty embarrassing because it totally looked like I was just trolling.
capture
we were like,
that?
No, we were like 10 meters away from winning the game. Like,
It was
right
so
at the end.
close.
And it's competitive, so
And it's
everybody's
competitive.
serious.
And it was like I was like,
Did anyone send you any
What-
dream message?
what was super funny is the fact that after you launched him, just the panic of oh shoot, you destroyed because the wall actually would have protected the team too.
yeah.
But he destroyed it. Like it's just that panic. Oh shoot! You try.
Reinhardt goes, "Get behind me!" And he's like sacrificing his shield, and I launch him up in the air,
and then destroy the wall.
and then
so
destroy
the
the
whole
wall,
team is
so the
just
whole
standing
room,
there.
the whole team, and it was in the play of the
Yeah.
game. We saw it twice.
The
The,
very
whole
best
team
part
saw why we all lost,
Is
and
that Diva got play of the game, and you saw it directly, like right
And
on
I
her
was-
screen. Up, destroy.
it was like I will never show that clip to anybody.
Did you save it?
What's funny is if you would have
I
just
will-
left it up, it
We
would have
would've been
blocked
fine.
it.
But it was just
oh
that,
shit.
it's that panic moment.
Yeah.
Like, oh shoot!
And it even killed Reinhardt because he was probably confused as what's going on.
It's like why
Why am I
here?
launched into the air?
Yeah, it was. Pretty
I
bad.
have one. Remember our we had a community play where we did Halo, and we were going around. And remember, someone jumped us onto a Star Wars match.
Oh yeah, it was me.
map.
I think I was in
I
control.
think it was
that
Jordan.
day. Yeah, I
and
have
we
that
had
clip.
we had full. It was a full crew, a full party, 16 players, and we jumped there. And it was what it was a free for all,
We didn't know
but
that.
we didn't know that. Like, because a lot of these places they have like the starting area on these Forge maps, and then you go over to the to the quest or to the game that you're playing. It was like a disc floating in space, basically, and everybody's standing around. What do we do? What do we do, guys? And then one person starts shooting, and everybody
everybody's
starts
like,
shooting,
"Oh my
and
goodness."
everybody's just firing and laughing, and everybody died in like 2 seconds. I
have
don't
that
even remember
clip. It
who
was
won.
funny. Someone got in a tank that was
Someone-
just sitting there. And,
Yeah. Oh, it's
You remember that?
It's
You
cool.
were there,
That was
weren't you?
hilarious.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was just hilarious when everybody just starts laughing, and it was just so unexpected. Halo's a good one for that. For
Yeah, it
those
really is.
moments. Any of those co-op competitive games like that make good for good times.
what about Unity?
Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah,
Um,
didn't that give you a lot of good laughs?
Yeah, but that wasn't. Well, that
wasn't-
was me by myself. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, that's
A lot of eyeballs.
the
just staring
eyeballs
at-
floating, the
Have you-
cheekbones
have you s-
melting.
Yeah, that was funny.
Great question.
Any glitches? You'll see all my feed of all my activity is like all glitches. They make me laugh.
You should name them because sometimes I don't know which glitches are making you mad and which glitches are making you.
Should I add a
happy. Yeah,
smiley
you should have-
face?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
Some emojis.
Another good one that we had was when we were doing one of our first couch casts, and we played Guacamelee.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
You
That's
guys
a
were
good
doing
one.
the
We were
voices.
doing voices. Yeah, that's
Hello.
up on YouTube actually. If you want to see
It's one of our earlier
our
videos.
first community plays. It's a good one.
Oh, and yeah, and when me and Jordan were playing that UFC game,
where like we could. I was getting so
we
mad.
I don't know how to fight in UFC games. It's not like a wrestling
yeah.
game,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not like a fighting
I was
game.
getting really
It
upset.
was like simulated. It's like too simulatory, right?
I don't know what was. We were just sitting.
It's like
remember we were
grappling,
just sitting-
just kicking each other. Yeah, that's a good one
That's
too.
funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Great question. Thank you very much, Bareback Slayer. Aeroben Kenobi writes in and says, "Hey, bros, happy summer. Family vacations are live. What is one of your most memorable summer family vacations? Keep up the great work, you fine gentlemen." Let's start with
Oh.
Spicy. I know Spicy has some memorable family vacations. Let's start with you.
You
Spicy.
do? What are my?
I
what-
got one.
Okay, go ahead.
It's when we all went up to Weed, California.
Spicy
And you
was
were
there.
there.
for
I
that
have
one.
memories of that.
Spicy was there for
Donuts
that
in the golf cart. Movie
one.
theater on
Here's
half
the thing.
wall.
Okay,
you know
here's
that?
the thing. Here's the
It
thing.
also
So-
took me like 23 hours
Oh
to
yeah,
get
because
there.
didn't your
you
like
broke down.
tire pop or something?
I was stuck in the middle of Nevada for like 8 hours because I had 2 tires like blow up.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And you had like expensive tires too, right?
I had just gotten them and they forgot to align them or something. And so I was driving for like an hour with them going, "Grrr." They were doing the pizza wedge with skis.
Oh yeah.
Grrr. And then they caught
They
on
weren't-
fire
they
and
weren't
melted.
Doing,
What?
They
What'd you
weren't
have to
doing
do-
French fry.
What'd you have to do? Get a tow truck? Because so that's like what a 12-hour drive, I think. Because you go straight across the top of Nevada, basically. Because Weed, California is up by Oregon, basically. It's the middle of nowhere.
And they were expensive tires. They were on that car.
You got a French fry.
So
your
that's
tires.
that's right. That's the
You
way
got
that
to French
that
fry the
started.
tires, not pizza.
That's right. That's
So
the
and
way
I was
started.
stuck in Wells, Nevada for hours and hours and hours.
wow.
What did you do?
Just
I
sit
went
there?
to Arctic's. No, it was Arby's.
Oh, okay.
I went to Arby's. I had
Just
a
hung out there?
sandwich. And
And then,
at
and
Wells,
then 7
Nevada.
hours
Wells,
later,
Nevada
what'd
is
you do
an-
for the other 7 hours?
It's an interesting place. There's nothing. Well, Nevada's an interesting state. It's literally nothing. There is nothing in Nevada. Well, right, you can tell when the California line hits.
Yeah.
Because it's all luscious trees.
Because then it starts.
But right before that, it is just
Desert.
barren. It is
Desert.
barren. And Wells, Nevada, it's kind of like, we'll work when we get to it, whatever. So I was stuck there in
No,
Wells,
that was a
Nevada.
really fun trip. We played Worms.
Okay.
We watched Die Hard.
Battle Worms. That's right.
Yeah.
You
You guys did donuts on the golf course. when we went golfing?
Spicy. I actually want to talk about the donuts because let me tell you, I thought you guys were gonna die.
Yeah.
So
That was
going down
funny.
to-
Your dad thought we were going to die.
So
too.
we were golfing, and me and Jordan are in one golf cart, and McSpicy and my dad are in another golf cart. And there's hills. This was a nice golf course too, like really nice.
It was
golf
way
course that
nice.
way.
I liked it.
And so you're coming down this hill, and we're
It's
at
a steep hill.
It's
Super
a steep hill. So there's a hill. The fairway's on this hill, steep hill. The green is at the bottom of the hill. Jordan and I are sitting at the bottom, and
And I think our other brother was there too.
and John,
was
and was there as well. And we're sitting down at the bottom, waiting for my dad and Spicy to come, and they come barely.
Hey, you got to keep in mind, I have been wanting to do a full 360 in a golf cart my whole life.
Yeah.
And I think the momentum and the weight distribution of how we had that golf cart was perfect. And so in my head,
They're coming full speed. And remember, these were not electric golf carts. These were gas golf
Yeah.
carts. So they go fast. Gas ones, they go a little faster. So they're coming down, and we're sitting there, and he tries to spin it and spins it, and it just is sliding down the hill fast.
drift. This is super drift.
And you two are laughing. But what you guys don't see, what we see at the bottom, is your wheels are like tucked under.
Yeah.
You're like right on the rim.
Yeah.
Like I'm just sitting there thinking, like, in my mind, it's gonna clip and that thing's gonna tip over and go tumbling, and we're gonna be in the hospital. And they did it on the front nine, and they survived. I don't know how you survived because
because the weight distribution was perfect.
no, but it was like here's your tire floating, and it just went like you were peeling the grass out with it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just waiting for it to clip, and I was just like, and everybody's laughing except for me because I'm just like, oh my goodness, guys, you guys are gonna kill yourselves.
Oh, I was laughing. I was
And then
having
we
a good
got
time.
into the back nine, where I think we redid the front nine again on the same hill, and they're like, here we go. And I'm like, oh no, it's gonna happen. And the second time it was even worse. I don't know how.
Because I was all out, man. It's been my goal to do a full 360, not a 180, a full. And you need momentum.
There were angels holding that golf cart up because you guys would have been seriously injured.
It was hilarious.
I was just, and you guys are just. Oh, that
Your
like
dad thought he told me he thought he was going to
that
die.
like gave me anxiety, man.
And then we went and saw Transformers. Remember in that bedroom
yeah,
of a movie theater.
This is in Weed, California.
And what was funny is
I don't
like
think I went
a
to that.
quarter of
Did
the
I go to
movie
that?
was on the wall. Remember, like the guy didn't align the projector right, so like his head was over here and here.
Weed
and
is
then
a beautiful town, but
Oh,
it's
it's
a really
way
small
pretty.
town.
The one thing I'll never forget is I actually flew in like a day after, or like I flew in.
You flew into Weed?
Yeah, because my mom
They had
bought
an
a ticket.
airport?
Well,
No,
you guys
Reading,
went to
Reading.
Reading. You guys
We
like
drove to
went 2
Reading.
hours to pick me up or something. But I remember at the airport when I grabbed my bags, you and our brother got in an argument about a helicopter. It was
did?
so fun. Do you remember that? No,
I
because
don't remember.
Jono was like, "Hey man, look."
But it
there's-
sounds familiar.
Because Jono was like, "Hey man, look, there's a Black Hawk helicopter," and you were like, "No, that's
And
not
you
a
were
Black
like, "Oh,
Hawk."
that's
helicopter."
this
And I was like,
model.
"No, it's a Black Hawk helicopter," and it was just this banter, and yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
So you had two people
When it's like I flew in
not
at
willing
like
to budge.
yeah, I flew in at like 11:30 at night, right?
I
So
remember
everybody-
that
yeah.
airport, actually. Yeah. Yeah.
The plane was a piece of crap.
Did you almost crash? Did it try to do a?
Yeah, I tried to do a
donut?
360 on the way down.
Or no, when we landed, was it E3 where we landed?
Oh, and
And
that
the
guy
plane?
tagged the
The funniest comment was what you were spicy said.
you said-
The pilot sneezed.
like right when he
No,
was
that's
yeah,
what
he-
happened. That was my comment. It totally felt
I
like when
thought
you
he was
landed,
just-
the pilot sneezed right when we hit the
Because
concrete.
we're landing nice and smooth. You're coming down
it goes-
gradual to the runway, and you get like 5 feet
He
from the
pushed
runway
down.
and he just went boom, and everybody because it was like boom,
Well, and then we started going like skid marks sideways.
like your spine,
tailing,
like
yeah,
your
fish-
spine compressed. It was so hard.
Like he
was
there's
like,
a dent
all
in
right,
the
we're
concrete.
coming in.
Coming in nice and smooth.
Yeah,
And we just hit.
Because I thought he just like eyeballed it. Because you know how the computers usually do that. Maybe he told his friend like, "Hey man,
No, yeah,
I'm gonna eyeball
that was a
this."
sneeze. There's no others.
Because I remember the reaction because you hit and everybody was like, "Oh, whoa, whoa!" Because then you like really it was like the initial hit and then the slam. He took up concrete, man. Like they had to go out.
I'm
like,
sure
patch
his shocks,
that.
those shocks are
the,
gone.
the tires, everything was jacked.
Those shocks are gone.
I mean, we were going like drifting sideways for a little bit too.
Yeah, bro, it's because the plane started fishtailing.
I'm pretty sure the
So
tire
I
was
just
It was,
busted.
he was like, "This is how we land it in a hurricane."
I just know, Spicy. You told us of family vacations where like you were forced to pee in a water bottle because you guys wouldn't stop, and you were always relegated to the back seat where you were sick and there's no air conditioning, and
Oh yeah,
that's hilarious.
no, yeah. See, you, this
I don't
is
think
not.
those are good memories.
Yeah, these aren't good memories.
Well, it's a
David.
funny memory. It's a good memory for me.
Oh, it makes us laugh.
No, my dad was funny. He just didn't let the boys pee.
Well, I remember because we lived in California. Spicy lived in Utah as children, and one time they stopped at our house to pee or something. I don't know what it was, random. And we were in the backyard with a soccer ball, and we played like a PK shootout or something. And I blocked your ball the first time with my hands, and I was like, "Ouch, that hurt." And I never played soccer with you, so I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, ow, wow, that hurt." I was really surprised. And then the next time, I think we were just playing, and you just kicked it at the fence, and you broke the fence. It
Yeah.
was a wooden fence, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I had a hard
Well,
shot.
Yeah.
have you ever? I've told you the story about when I actually got in the way of Mark's shot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it hurt because it was a big
Yeah.
hit, right? I accidentally got in the way, and you ran up to me and you said, "Hey, man, it's okay. Next time, just get out of the way."
I've broken hands and a lot of. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was pretty powerful. Sorry.
I just won't
Sorry.
ever forget that comment. Like, "Hey, Jordan."
I was like the equivalent of. It's not Happy Gilmore. What's the hockey one? With Adam Sandler, where he's just got a shot.
That's
Oh.
Happy Gilmore, and then he translates
they
that
transfer
shot to golf.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that is Happy
Yeah, it
Gilmore.
is Happy
It's not Happy
Gilmore.
Gilmore, but it's the other.
Yeah.
No, it's Happy Gilmore. Yeah, that's how I was.
You were
growing
Gilmore.
up. So yeah, my family vacations were I was really into soccer, and I never got a family vacation, but my family's
Got vacation.
got vacation while I played soccer games, right? So, but yeah, that one where he made me sit for 3 hours is we went to Pocatello, Idaho, and I had to go before we left, and I held it. He feels really bad, so because it hurt.
You are holding it. You didn't want to go. You did not want to go. If you,
I was sweating. I remember sweating, and yeah, my dad was real proud of me.
good job,
Good
champ.
job, son. Good job, boy.
But I'm sure we did some
Hey,
damage.
You're a champ.
But now it's like I can hold it for days.
Yeah, he was teaching you.
Yeah,
he was stretching out your bladder there. right?
It was stretched. Yeah, he feels bad about all that stuff. So
Great question. Thank you very much, Arrow Ben Kenobi. Appreciate it.
what was the question?
Family
Family
vacations.
vacation.
It's summertime.
yeah, no, one of
Summer
my
family
favorites is when
vacations.
we all went up to. It was like a guy's vacation because it was us three, my dad, and then our other brother.
So when I was in high school, I had a friend whose parents own a boat shop, and so and they have a house at Lake Havasu. For those of you that don't know, Lake Havasu, it's where London Bridge is. Lake Havasu's in Arizona, and they have a house in Arizona. So every summer, my friends and I, because I was friends with their son, we would go up there, and we would stay for like 3 weeks at this house, and what they would do is they'd bring out all the jet skis and wave runners rather, and we would get to play on them, and that's what I grew up doing. Super fun. Those were super fun times. But my cousin from Scotland came one time, and me and my friends were out doing this, and my friend James, his little brother, and my cousin Alex, they go off and do their own thing, and we're like, I don't know where they at, and we're just like, woo, having fun on our jet skis and stuff. So the parents weren't there yet. We drove up like 2 days before, right? So the parents were there, and we come back, and my cousin and and his little brother, they're drunk. They went onto boats and stole. They went to the dock and went onto everyone's boats and stole their beer and drank. I don't know how much, but they were gone. Anyways, my cousin was really into Final Fantasy
Okay.
at the time. Final Fantasy VII in particular, I believe, was the hot item there, and we were like, "Hey man, you can't go into the lake. Like you can't." Dude, you can't go into the lake. And we were telling him, just sit down. You can't go into the lake. And he kept screaming, no, I must save you. And he had like all these quotes. Who's the bad guy in Final Fantasy VII? Sephiroth. That's right. What is it? Sephiroth. Yeah, that's what he kept screaming. Sephiroth is coming. And he would like walk to the lake. And my friend finally, like my other friend, just had to punch him. And like he knocked him out and he slept for a little while. But that's what Sephiroth is coming. And he was trying to walk it. When he woke up, he was super embarrassed.
I think I'm siding with him because if Sephiroth was coming, that's a big deal.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Sephiroth is coming. Don't go into the water. He was screaming. Oh, that was a fun time. When basically I played babysitter. Freaking Scottish cousins.
Yeah.
That's just a normal vacation for him. Anyways, there you go. That is us for the day, everybody. Awkward silence. Where do we go from there? Where do we go? Plans to play this week, Spicy?
think I'm getting close in Odyssey. That game is
Dude,
massive. I've been playing a lot of Odyssey.
You inspired me when you streamed it that last time. That's a beautiful game.
Oh, it's way pretty, yeah.
Beautiful game.
You forget how pretty it is, but
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's pretty.
And also your stories of your situation. Oh, and then you uploaded you showed me a clip that you captured of the glitch where you're standing there and these two people are talking to each other and there's no words. And then all of a sudden they're both the words they're they're talking over each other. But
I have a lot of clips.
Did you
aren't
show him?
synced.
Did you show him the one clip?
I gotta show him. I'll show you later.
Another one?
Yeah,
It's
there's
really
one clip.
it's
Oh,
way
man.
funny. It's way funny.
Jordan, so Spicy's Odyssey, Jordan?
I've been jumping around a few games. No, I'll probably play Overwatch.
Yeah, I've got to get level 25.
It's just so busy. I might have to save Youngbloods, but I might jump into it.
Wolfenstein.
Well,
I'll
no,
be in
actually, I will.
Wolfenstein.
No, I will save Youngbloods because remember I wanted to beat Wolfenstein 2 first and then do Youngblood.
But we got to talk about Wolfenstein. You got to play it so we could talk about it.
All right, I'll play like 3 hours.
Play
I'll give you
6.
I'll play 6.
It's a 7-hour game. Play 6.
Is it really a
No,
7
I don't
hour
know.
game? Like, wow. Okay, I'll play so we can chat about it.
I would
But I don't
definitely-
want it to ruin any story for the second one.
But
'cause
it
then I won't go back.
really, I don't know that it does necessarily. I think they make them so that there's Easter eggs, but if you don't know the Easter eggs, you won't know.
Okay, maybe
All that you have to know because it's so far in the future. You're his daughters. I believe it's standalone with Easter eggs. Like I don't think it's a continuous story. For instance,
Oh yeah, I also need to play Wargroove because I haven't taken my turn in quite a while.
I've
I've been distracted by a few other games.
I've been playing Wargroove.
Well, can
too
I just
much.
be honest and tell you
Yeah.
what I've been doing?
Yeah,
I'm
tell
going to
me.
be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, just be honest with me.
I've been playing Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4.
You bastard.
I know. I went and saw the movie last
How-
week with
how
my
was the
wife.
movie?
I thought it was pretty good. I think I liked Homecoming better, but there was a few things they did that I liked. There was a few things they did that I didn't like.
Mm.
But
it was good.
Typical. It was all right. Anyway, that got me. I was like, let me actually just fire up the old Spider-Man game.
And you're liking it.
And I've been getting distracted
You
by
also
quests
saw
and-
Lion King,
Yeah, that was and
and you think it's weird.
yeah.
That's what everybody has been saying. Like it
yeah.
seems to be unanimous, right? People
Well, no.
who I agree with and people who I disagree with.
I mean, I Metacrited it, and it was Metacritic. The critics give it bad, and then the people give it good. It's one of those.
oh really?
Yeah. See, you're.
No, because I was like
yeah,
people
it was
I
just-
work
it was
with.
just
Everyone
jarring.
has the same kind of
It's just weird.
feel about it. Like that. It just
Like, okay, so imagine that
Wait, no.
singing to you.
It's like I'm watching National Geographic, and then they're singing to me.
See, look at that. So 53% critics don't like it. 89% audience likes it. So
Yeah, weird. Because like everybody that like people who I both usually agree with and disagree with on movies, normal audience people have all said exactly what Jordan
know what's
says. that
funny?
It's just weird.
Is I don't think in all the trailers that I've seen, they don't show them talking or anything like that. And I wonder if that's by design.
Maybe
maybe.
it is.
Anyway, it just looked weird. And not the good kind of weird. You know, not like
Not the
not
Pegasus
not the
kind?
sword, not like Sword Art
Pegasus,
Online weird.
Not Medusa.
Like Sword Art Online weird.
Poseidon.
Poseidon threesome with a seahorse.
Yeah, I can
Weird.
get behind that. Like, because
Yeah.
I kind of understand where they're coming from.
You gotta
know?
make Pegasus.
Understand where they're coming from?
Like Sword Art Online weird. You know what I mean? Like, I get that kind of weird.
Yeah,
This kind of weird was.
Just too weird.
It was just.
Too weird for you.
It wasn't my type of weird.
I'll be playing some Madden 20
Ooh.
Got to jump into some Madden 20 and then obviously some Wolfenstein this week. So Madden 20, it's going to be back in my life. It's my one serious game of the year
Yeah.
where I get mad, viciously mad, violently mad. But one game you're allowed to. Mike Spicy, what is your game that actually you allow yourself to
Overwatch
get?
is mine.
Is it still Overwatch for you? No, because you said that you
No,
just
you
stopped
gotta-
taking it as serious.
Well, yeah, you have to, or you won't enjoy yourself.
I think you can have one game.
Mine's Overwatch.
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone is it for you?
Yeah, I get really mad.
Is
at
that is that where you're more? Is that where you get more mad at yourself, or because can you really get mad at the other player or no?
Well, you can get mad at the freaking luck that the other player can get.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes that game wants you to lose.
Yeah.
You will be like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And it keeps going. And then you have to take a walk. But that one, yeah, I really
I
like
can see that.
one.
That's a good one to get mad at. I feel like that's a good because can you get too mad at that one? That one's not because
Yeah,
I
you
think
can.
Twitchy. You're you're intense. Your Twitch. It's last second. Like that's why the rage is like road rage, right? It's because it's so intense. It's so fast.
No, you can. Yeah, because it's a competitive game. Yes, Jordan, you were pointing at me.
I was just.
Agreeing. Oh yeah.
Just
Yep.
fun. Yep.
Well, no, I was gonna say the reason.
you.
I think the reason,
You.
like those competitive games. No, like because I've been mad in Hearthstone too. But I'm. Well, no, I guess it is. No, you're right.
It's just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, because I was thinking like a game like that, like like StarCraft 1-on-1, right? Like a game like that, you get frustrated, but like it's at yourself because you could have done stuff to prevent that. Because sometimes in Overwatch, the reason I get mad is because the character hasn't picked. Two people haven't picked their characters, and we're halfway through the match.
And
You
there's
know
a
what I mean?
ferret dancing in the corner.
Yeah, so you're just like frustrated because someone else isn't doing anything.
But with Hearthstone, it's
And I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, yeah, I don't know, maybe his wife just went into labor all of a sudden or something like that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
No, I never get the benefit of the doubt.
yeah.
There's no excuse.
But after like 3 rounds, it just gets frustrating.
Yeah, I concur. Guys, thank you very much for joining us this week. Have a great.
it's so serious because it was so quiet.
Yeah, have a. This,
Thank you.
have
Let
a-
me know
thank
what you think of
everybody.
Lion King. I thought it looked weird.
Yeah.
I mean, the story was the same, so the story was
Send
good,
all your
but it
hate
looked
mail
weird.
to Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you want me to hit the outro button?
Why is it so awkward this week?
I don't know.
What's
No, not awkward. We talked about like some weird bestiality this episode.
we did. Is it bestiality when it involves Greek gods though?
No,
I
that's
think
just
they get a free
I
ticket.
believe that's just called.
Tuesday night.
I believe that's just called the creation. Have a great rest of your day, guy, or great rest of your week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.